Well, as far as the industry academia collaboration goes, one thing is very relevant out here is that industry is now talking about 5.0. Education on papers are talking about 5.0, but I still feel there is a big, huge gap between that education. Filling this gap to to make their students employable in the industry 5.0 companies. So therefore, it is essential for both the parties to collaborate with each other. Now, this collaboration could be in research, it could be in terms of curriculum development, it could be in terms of conferences, it could be in terms of internships, live projects. So these are standard operating procedures between industry and academia. But still, I see there's a lot of gap between the two. I think so. Industry should take some initiatives to actually concrete, or this gap, because otherwise, the skill sets which are there, even government has to play a role. But all we see is the new education policy. So most of the universities and B schools I can talk about are following these at least 70-80% to the T, and then so these so this is where the government can pitch in. Though government is making efforts, but are we realizing those efforts in terms of increasing the employability of our students? Because unless until we develop skills in our students, which are which are relevant in the corporate world, I think so. With this gap will never get filled, and plus it'll keep on increasing. So therefore, it is very essential for industry and academia to collaborate on a very regular basis, not only for short-term assignments and projects and things, but on a longer term basis. I mean, I may even recommend that industry should adopt universities, institutes, or B schools, right? So so for example, Infosys, adopting one of the IITs where they put in all their efforts with their people, right, to develop those engineers, right, to work in Infosys. And same can go for Nestle or Unilever, or for that matter any other company like Tata's and right, Adani, Ambani for that matter. They have a lot of money, so they can also adopt and then develop such kind of incubation centers and research centers to develop a lot of new industry solutions for the corporate and for the India. So, yeah, I've written 2 books. Basically, I'm a marketing professor, right? So both the books are around that area. So my first book is Troll-Proof Branding in the Age of Doppelganger, which is again Amazon bestseller, and it talks about the negative imagery of a particular brand, and therefore how companies, brands, even individuals, celebrities can manage these doppelganger brand imagery, and these gets created through fake news, troll, negative reviews, consumer backlash, bad customer service experience, and so on. So therefore, this is a new phenomenon, though it is prevalent everywhere. But nobody has actually done research. There are some researches in silos, but I've tried to aggregate this so that give a meaning to this phenomenon. That's one, and the second one which stems out from this is on fake news. There was one chapter devoted to fake news in my first book, and Fake News Spot It, Stop It is the second recent book, which again is an Amazon bestseller, and therefore I would like people to read it. Next, again, stemming out is on troll and trolling, right? So I think so. My whole idea is to contribute to the theory of business management and unearth and write about those phenomenons which not many people talk about. So those are the books. So thank you.